Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in Air 7 as we continue to follow this civil unrest taking place in the streets of downtown Los Angeles. You're looking live at the intersection of Alameda Street and Temple Street. What started as a peaceful rally, upwards of about close to 1,000 people actually at the very peak, started around 4 o'clock this afternoon outside of the Federal Building on Los Angeles Street next to the Federal Detention Center, eventually turned into a march that has taken an ugly turn as things became more aggressive. There was some violence breaking out on the part of protesters and on the part of federal authorities, calling in for backup from the LAPD, who have now formed a skirmish line after there were a number of objects thrown at law enforcement. Law enforcement has now returned fire with less lethal force, basically rubber bullets, pepper spray, tear gas, stuff like that. You can see a contingent of federal workers here outside of the Federal Building. The protesters, again, that protest, which started at about maybe 500 to 700, again, at its peak was at 1,000, has basically dwindled now to about 50 people left over. These are the stragglers who have really refused the dispersal order that was given by the LAPD. So they went running for it as authorities came basically pushing them down Alameda Street. LAPD with their skirmish line now basically in a standoff with this group, again, of about 50 people or so who are standing their ground at the intersection of Temple Street and Alameda, making their voices heard, trying to get their voices heard by the actual detainees inside of the detention center. That was the original stated goal, to basically show support for those who were taken in by ICE earlier today after very tense moments and a very troubling scene across the city of LA. And now you can see that support has dwindled to about a few dozen people who are refusing that dispersal order and continuing to taunt these officers. Officers, again, returning force with less lethal rounds, some tear gas occasionally, some canisters going off. You'll see some flashbangs at some points. And you can see that is now taking place right here as this has come to a pause at Alameda Street and Temple Street.